No time like the present to make up facts and figures.
And you know
about
what?
the NBA.
No one wants this, and yet
No one asked for it. No. That doesn't mean no one wants it.
They will listen to it. They will listen to it. Oh, I'm sorry for everyone involved.
I apologize for nothing.
Jason, you going to make it through this one?
No, I just have to add another thing to the list of letters that I need to write.
Maybe we should have a drinking party. You can just come up and drink.
It's scary when you call it a drinking party. Because like you could just call it a
drink at a party.
Just call it a party where we have drinks, but a drinking party sounds like a commitment.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking for.
You just start hanging out at my nerd parties.
You don't have those, do you?
I mean, you haven't been invited yet.
How am I not getting invited to nerd parties?
Because you weren't into the nerdy shit I was nerdy into.
It was just different things.
Yeah, different nerdy.
Different nerds.
Yeah.
Nerds.
You know, if we combined our nerd power, we could be something really specially nerdy.
We could do that.
We could do like a podcast on the Pacers or something.
Yeah, so just prepare to...
It'll be great.
It'll be perfect. Yeah, so just prepare to...
Y'all motherfuckers don't watch us play throughout the year, to tell you the truth. I'm gonna be real with you, and I don't care if I get fined.
That train is off the track.
I feel like you can't just like jump through Neptune and be okay.
Just prepare to...
What the show needs is more dogs and bears and chickens and stuff.
Yeah, so just prepare to be awash in unbeatable goodness.
Welcome, Pacers fans. You are listening to the Undebeatables, your semi-weekly Pacers podcast. Welcome, Pacers fans. You are listening to the Undebeatables, your semi-weekly Pacers podcast. Today is March 18th, 2018, and this is episode 305, coming to you from Indianapolis, Indiana. I'm your host, Joey Gaffrida, the man behind the dials and season ticket holder. First from the nation's capital, Washington, D.C., it's the doctor, Jason Triplett.
What is up, Pacers fans? What is up, Undebeatables? Good to see you guys. Been a while since we did one of these. Got the whole band back together. I want to do a quick shout out to, actually an anti-shout out to Chairman, Leslie, Justin, and Claire. Supposed to go camping with them this weekend. And we made it all the way out to Raystown Lake, Pennsylvania. And then everybody but Jill and I left. They drove back. They couldn't handle the rain. So Jill and I slept in the rain all night, but then got up this morning, went for a beautiful hike. And then we're driving back. We decided to go to the local town, Huntingdon, something like that, Pennsylvania. And lo and behold, I turned a corner, and all of a sudden, I crossed the Juniata River. And there is Juniata College. It had sprung forth out of nowhere.
Spring up right before your feet.
The Brigadoon University.
That's a deep cut for
That is a deep cut.
for Undebeatable fans.
I was so excited, and Jill was like, I've never heard of this guy.
Frank Vogel's alma mater. Shout
Oh, yeah,
out
that's right. I didn't even
Darth
say Frank
Vogel.
Yeah.
I assume that it will soon be renamed Vogel University. After the
Yeah,
most
I was like, I'm
famous
sure they have like a plaque or something. He's got to
Sure.
be like the most famous
statue out front.
alma mater. Yeah.
Well, he also didn't graduate from there. He left.
That's what happened to you, right, Joe?
I've got lots of those places. From Indianapolis, Indiana, he's our in-house bartender, mixing up the drinks and the crappy jingles, John Colson.
What is up, Pacer Nation? A quick shout out to my mother. She turned 75 on July 4th. It's been a while since we've done the show. Had a really nice party. But beyond that, I would like to shout out to Joey's family, not specifically to Joey. He's pretty much a waste of space. But Connie
From
Lee.
Eugene, Oregon.
Connie Lee made the party possible. We had that over at Mikado, which was fantastic. And also thank you to your lovely wife, Catherine, who invited us to Symphony on the Prairie last night while the in-laws were in town, and I had to figure out to do something with them. And had a lovely evening. It was the APA, the American Pianists Association classical winner. He's a national pianist savant and was amazing with his pianism.
I heard it was the largest pianist conference in the world.
That's right. Indiana holds the largest pianist conference in the world. And actually, this coming fall, we're going to have the jazz pianists conference. Where 5 different pianists will be playing at the Jazz Kitchen. It's going to be great.
At the same time?
No, over 5 different pianist shows.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Joey.
This is great.
Before we get into the show, just want to remind you can support us.
Got anybody?
Ouch.
Oh my God.
It's cold.
Thanks for showing up, Harper.
This is awkward.
All right. See you guys next week. That's all.
No, it's-
Yeah, you didn't get the letter? The letter didn't make it?
Did you guys finally fix the
Apologize.
glitch?
We said it
No,
certified. Yeah.
Sorry, I was checking a stat and kind of.
Got
Yeah.
excited by the jingle. Everything fell apart.
From Eugene, Oregon, out west, it's our beloved enforcer, John Harper.
What's going on, fellas? I am super stoked to be back with you guys. Quick shout out to Grandma Dee Dee Phillips, who took down a rabid bobcat
Shout out.
with her bare hands, silently like a ninja, so that her sleeping grandchild would not be awoken as she throttled it.
She strangled it.
She broke her fingers and didn't make a sound so that she wouldn't wake her sleeping grandchild. That lady is a rock star.
Yes, yes.
Dee Dee, you can have I lifetime unlimited drinks when we hang out.
Colson, first thing we got this show is the boomerang. What do you got coming at us this week?
So the Pacers played the Cavs last night and only grabbed 24 rebounds for the entire game. And so I figured we'd talk about the top rebounders in the game this season because they can pretty much do that by themselves on a night. So we're going to go the top 10 rebounds per game this season so far. I'm going to start with Joey.
Let's go Dwight Howard.
Dwight Howard has yet to play. He's been injured.
Oh.
Yeah.
So I got another shot then.
Sure. We'll let you try again.
But we didn't even get to the hard ones before Joey stalled out.
My apologies.
Next week, I'll just ask players' names in the NBA that you might have heard of.
Okay.
Why doesn't Jason say in his Australian accent every time we do the boomerang, that's not a knife, this is a knife? That should be part of our bit.
Why are you telling him?
I'm telling him right now.
Okay. You know he's not here, right?
No, I know, but he'll listen to the show ideally.
Is this going to make the show?
I don't.
Apparently it is now. It's the only way they can communicate. It's like message in a bottle status. We're just
Secret note to Jason.
communicating through the pod now.
Oh, I've had better plans. But not today.
Not this week.
That's good. How's the hams?
Oh,
Did they take you to Buzz City?
It's ham worthy.
What are you? You're a bartender. What are, you've got your black and tan. What do they call it when you do Guinness and hams? The blackened ham, or is it something else?
I like it.
Yeah.
But get to your local bar. Yeah, you're not gonna fail to find one that has hams on tap, though, are you?
No, probably not. Once I do, though, I'm never leaving.
You just bring your own, slap a couple bucks on the bar, and say, "Look,
When Colson doesn't show up next week, we'll just start calling around Indiana for the blackened hams.
We're definitely when we open up the Undebeatables bar, that's definitely going to be specialty.
oh yeah,
To beat a bar.
Undebeatable
bar.
we could do live shows, and you could do bartending exhibitions."
I like it.
Mostly we're a tax write-off, but
Oh yeah, it's a front company for sure.
Since we're going with fun facts, Corey Joseph plays the steel pan.
Oh, we should hook him up with David West.
That's right. Just for the listeners, a steel pan is a musical instrument that originated from Trinidad and Tobago. It's a drum.
kind of what it sounds like.
Yeah, a steel pan.
What's the metal that it's made out of?
I think it's steel, and I think it's kind of in a form of a pan.
Can you tell me where Trinidad and Tobago is?
It's an island off the Toboggan coast.
It's where they make sled.
Is it Tobago or Tobago?
Tomato.
Okay. Tobago, Tobago. Use that every time for now. Let's replace this tomato.
Joey,
tomato.
let's call the whole thing off. Yeah, last year we thought it was competitive when we got swept.
We got swept.
But that was the closest sweep.
Closest sweep in history. It was.
It was the closest.
I'd like to give it a shout out to moral victories. We haven't had enough of those this year. We've had too many actual victories. So celebrate those things.
I've got a question.
Okay.
This is for you, Colson. So did Daco Loco, did he lose his job to Kojo's Mojo?
I think Trevor Booker might come to my house and beat me up after I called him doughy. I didn't think about that.
I'm going to post your address.
Please don't.
Please deliver a beating to Don Colson at...
Also, happy birthday to Miles Turner.
Yeah.
His birthday was yesterday. Just turned 22.
He's got the confidence of a
He's
22-year-old.
an old man now.
Savvy veteran.
Sage-like wisdom.
Friday, March 23rd, Pacers returned to the Fieldhouse to face a desperate Clippers team, and they were able to squeak out a 109-104 win. Bojan Bogdanovic was sensational, scoring 28 points and leading 5 Pacers and scoring double figures. The win was the Pacers' 42nd of the season, guaranteeing a winning season with 9 games to play. The last game of the week, Sunday, March 25th. Another day, another nail-biter at the Fieldhouse. This one went into overtime, or should I say, duck overtime. And the Pacers came away with a 113-107 win over the Heat. Oladipo had a game-high 23, but it was Darren Collison playing savior, scoring 10 points in overtime alone. The win moved the Pacers to 43-31 and clinched a playoff berth.
I don't know if we talk. I mean, I know we talk enough about Victor Oladipo and about how great a leader he is, but he got the post-game interview after this game, and they kept asking him about. They asked him about his big three-pointer, and they just asked him about the team, and he just kept deflecting to. He mentioned multiple times Thad Young, and every time Jeremiah Johnson tried to compliment him on his game, he talked about how Darren Collison hit the big shots down the stretch, and that's why we won this game. And he's poised, and then after that he goes and he signs shoes, takes his shoes off for kids. He's just a great ambassador for this team, and it's just fantastic.
There's a piece in 538 this week. It's about the Pacers is bucking every NBA trend, and it's working. A lot of long twos, and it's basically not doing what everyone else that's successful is. But as of recording, we're 12 games over 500. Harper, are we zigging or zagging right now when the rest of the league is doing the opposite?
It's clear that they're zigging and we are zagging, and I will take no counter argument on the point. No, it is interesting though. I mean, we are taking tons of wide open twos, and that means that we're being given tons of wide open twos, and other teams will forego these shots to find other ones, stuff near the rim or 3-point shots. I think maybe this is a combination of stuff, how we ended up here. Nate has sort of had the when you get an open shot, take an open shot mantra. He wants to play early offense or late offense. And I think that those two things together mean that, we end up taking a lot of open or wide open twos. The reality, though, is that if you find a wide open shot within your offense, you probably should be taking that shot. Take what teams give us. And we've done a great job of taking what teams give us. And that means that we're plus 13 relative to our projected win totals versus what Vegas had us. That's very good.
That's very good.
But they figure out a way to just keep making plays down the stretch. And, they get a lead at the end and they hold on to it now, which is a skill. That is a skill as a basketball team to do that.
So we are now 11-1 in games decided by 3 points or less. We're also 3-0 in overtime games. If I'm right, which I'm willing to be wrong on this, I have not fact-checked, but I heard on the radio tonight that 11-1 in games decided by 3 or less is not only the best in this season, but it's the best percentage in NBA history.
Wow.
For wins over for games over 10, right? So if that happening in your season with 10 games decided by 3 or less, that seemed amazing to me. So like I said, I haven't fact checked it, but I will repeat it blindly.
Playoffs are coming up here soon. We're we know we're in, so that's fantastic. We're gonna get to hear the jingle several times.
Rejoice, Pacer Nation. It is at long last time for the NBA playoffs. And your Pacers road to the NBA Finals.
Colson, I have a vision of you standing outside, high fidelity style, holding a boombox outside like Nate McMillan's window with the playoff jingle playing, like real loud.
High fidelity. It was say anything, not high fidelity. But
no.
Yeah. Say anything is outside
John
his window.
Cusack, same actor, but
I've
yeah,
never
say
even
anything.
seen that. I've never seen Say Anything.
Well, you've seen the image. High Fidelity.
Yeah,
He plays. He works at the music store and he plays
Oh,
music.
no.
But it's
Oh, maybe you're right.
not
yeah.
in the boombox. Yeah.
I should have known
There's
that
no
if it was a
maybe. I'm
movie.
definitely right.
Yeah.
Don't question Jason on John Cusack movies.
You want to get into some Gross Point Blank? Let's do it. Stop.
Oh, boy.
We're gonna have to do 2-a-days, I think.
2 days. Yep.
But coach, I'm tired. It's been a long season. Maybe I'll sit out on the Thursday show.
For rest.
Yeah.
Slick is rounded into playoff form, so you got to be there too. You pull Miles Turner and get yourself in foul trouble. Just curse a lot, and we'll just mute your mic.
DNP swears.
Yeah.
Sorry, my chickens were they're out and they were just screaming.
Being chickens.
They were so loud.
Doing chickeny stuff.
I just want to make sure that they were all right.
Just imagine them running around the thing with their.
They're so.
What do you do to correct the behavior?
Oh, nothing. I just wanted to make sure that there wasn't like an animal eating them or something.
Yes, okay.
But it can't do anything.
You can't just spray him with a water bottle like a cat and fixes them.
You can't. I mean, I guess you could.
They just look at you stupidly.
Yeah.
Just feed them
All right.
food.
I guess they don't eat. They don't cry when they're busy eating food.
Right.
Ugh.
I mean, I do, but but chickens don't do that.
Cry while you shame eat.
Yes. So the season has ended. It was very different, I think, than we all thought it was going to be. For me, I was excited that we finished well above expectations. The team, for me, the biggest thing that I loved so much was that the team had fun, and they were fun to watch. The team last year was, a little bit worse record-wise, but just absolutely miserable to watch. They, on and off the court, they weren't that fun. During the games, Paul George would complain, and then afterwards he would throw his teammates under buses and complain about things. Then to sort of cap that season off, his quote before he was traded was, I'm on. He's like, I have a contract as a Pacer. There's no way around that. And all that is behind us now, and we've got a Victor Oladipo in front, and he's he's an all-star, had a fantastic season, and just super positive, super fun, and the post-game interviews really couldn't be much different. He won't take any credit on his own, and he's always giving credit to his teammates, and they see they're goofing around, they're having a good time afterwards. I was excited to have Lance back on the team and playing playing the role that he does. He makes mistakes, but he's really fun, and I think we probably won a few games because his energy and effort off the bench, really can get the rest of the team going. And sometimes we just didn't have that in the past, and it's just been a fun ride this year. So, Jason, what were your takeaways from this past season?
Well, I think that you hit the nail on the head there with it was all about attitude adjustment. If you'll remember, last spring, maybe around this time, I wasn't even watching Pacers basketball, even though we were in the middle of a playoff hunt, and I think of myself as an analyst. And that was because they were not enjoyable to watch at all. Whereas this year, every time you tune in, it's exciting,
Colson, what about you? I know that it's been an up and down season, but overall, it's got to be pretty good, though. Right?
Oh, yeah, no, it's been an up season. I think from top to bottom, this team cares about each other. That's the way it appears. They care about basketball. Darren Collison likes to talk about, hey, all of us are points of our career where we have something to prove. We were all guys that, our last team didn't want us or didn't sign us or, traded us away. And in some sense, they all are sixth men or replacement level players, right? That was the idea, and we're just going to fill out our roster and tread some water. And what happened instead is that these guys all are having almost to a man having career years, which is incredible.
Harper, what about you? I know you're a big IU guy too. I guess, did you have any inkling of what Oladipo was going to be?
No, in fairness, no. I mean, he's a good player. He's a tenacious defender. He's always been that. He's super athletic. But I had no idea he was going to be able to shoot the ball the way that he has this year. But more importantly, I had no idea the kind of leader that he was because he was so overshadowed in OKC. He's been just tremendous. And sort of my two big points in the season, Colson, are the same as yours, right? Is those, it's that play with Boyan. Coming off the heels of a 4-game win streak, we then dropped 2 in a row, including that Boston game. This is kind of when I first started to think that this team was for real, right? And a couple games get away from us, and you think, this could be a turning point. But maybe it was, but to the better, right?
Right.
This team didn't fall apart. They didn't panic. They stuck together and they gutted it out. This has just been a tremendous team. The same with I love that that meeting where Oladipo goes to Miles Turner. I just think that's the coolest thing. I just love that so much. It's just my favorite thing ever.
You get the sense that game after game, in these games where we're down by 15 points or something like that, there was always a belief that we were going to come back, and just a refusal to just throw the towel in. I think that comes from Oladipo and Miles Turner and his maybe naivety, blind, optimism as a young guy, right? And that filters throughout the rest of the team. They're just like, all right, cool. Well, let's go do it, And that has just been really fun to watch. And I think that it's really a testament to the character of those guys.
Frank Vogel, another coach, getting the axe in Orlando. Just throwing this out there. I'd like to have Frank back. But maybe I shouldn't talk about that while the Pacers have an active playoff
I'm not
series.
sure it's ever stopped us before. Turning over a new leaf. I like it.
Yeah. So the coaches, there may be some movement. There definitely will be some movement. I wish all these teams, best of luck in their coaching search.
I hope they all fail miserably. A lowering tide raises my boat. So.
I don't know that's how that works.
That's not a thing?
No.
I never had a band called Slow Go, but maybe I should. We just do
Slow Go.
Yeah, we just do slow jams.
Nice.
I play the triangle.
That's where the money is.
I'll play the air horn.
The Slow Go.
I'm going to play the T-shirt cannon.
The crowd will be so hyped, even if our music's terrible. Because we have a T-shirt.
That's
cannon.
right.
Even if. And the chances of that seem slim.
Somehow T-shirt cannon and slow jams.
Triangle, an air horn, and a T-shirt cannon.
Just smash people in the face with T-shirts.
This music just writes itself. Next segment we got is my stat of the week.
Joey, stat of the week.
It's a little early this time, but I just found this stat out. It's amazing. LeBron James, he has won he has won 21 straight games in the first round, which dates back to 2012. That's amazing. It's just fantastic, I think. It's just very dominant performance by a very dominant player. So congrats out to you, LeBron, on that one.
Yeah, I like it when we, when we give the stat of the week to people who just lost their streak.
Oh, this is coming across the wire. Sunday, April 15th, Pacers travel to the land of Cleve to take on 3-time defending Eastern Conference champions, and they cruise to an easy victory, 98-80. Victor Oladipo, fantastic in this game. He dropped 32 points, 6 and 4. LeBron James, I think, kind of padded his stats. He picked up it's kind of a meaningless triple-double. And player of the game, Lance Stevenson, with poster dunk and a nice headbutt into the stanchion after. Looked totally normal.
Totally normal. I can't use any more words without talking about Oladipo. He just had a phenomenal day. 11-19 shooting, 32 points, and 4 steals, and just super disruptive. This was a really fun game.
And just to give a special shout out to Bogdanovich, I think early in the game he was working with his offense, just being super aggressive, going to the basket, and then later in the game, he was still struggling offensively, but he's guarding LeBron for long stretches, so that's more than a full-time job in itself.
Yeah. And that's going to cost you offensively. You're going to have to be ready for that as a team. If you want Bogey to cover LeBron, it's going to affect his offensive game. It just will. Right. But he's willing to make that sacrifice. And again, you love that about this team. It was not a question. He was going to go out there and work his tail off. And you can tell that, Mark Jackson and Van Gundy had not watched a lot of Pacers ball this year because, they were surprised in the third quarter what a great job Bogdanović had done, in spite of the fact that he's not the most athletic guy. But we've seen him do that all season. He answers the call on defense, and he's not the quickest, biggest, strongest guy out there, but he's a great team defender. He knows where he's supposed to be, and he does his job. Yeah. I loved Oladipo's post game too. They asked him what people might have learned, and he said, "I don't care what they learned. I'm just worried about my team and winning one game at a time."
Yeah,
it was great.
No, it's fantastic. But Harper, we're here to talk about the Pacers game 2. We just watched them lose to the Cleveland Cavaliers. Final score was 100-97. This game was it was interesting. It was the first half, the first quarter was just completely owned by the Cavaliers, and the Pacers just clawed their way back slowly. And LeBron was just dominant in this game. But I think kind of embarrassingly, he didn't get a triple-double. He only got 46 points and 12 rebounds. But 5 assists, it's not going to cut it these days, even though they won the game.
Lucky. They were lucky to escape with that one.
I really do think that that's probably the Cavs' best punch, right? We won dominantly from wire to wire in game 1. And then we went in game 2, a game we didn't need, a game we're down 18 points in the first 6 minutes, and we didn't roll over. We could have just been like, let's rest some guys or whatever, and we didn't. This is a special team, and it's really exciting.
Tonight, game 3 went down back at the Fieldhouse. It was a pivotal game 3, and the Pacers did what they'd done all season, which was come back from a 15-plus deficit to win a nail-biter. This time it was the Croatian basketball Jesus, Bojan Bogdanović, leading the way with 30 points, including a crucial three-pointer from just outside Bloomington. Bogey tied a franchise record for three-pointer field goal made in a playoff game with 7. So I guess we should get into this here. Pacers win game 3. What's that bring to the series to, Colson?
2-1.
Okay.
Bitches.
Thank you for finishing your sentence.
Can we talk about this?
That's the only thing we're here to talk about.
No.
That's the only reason we're here.
So here's the deal. Scraped the ball off the ground. He's out at the freaking hash mark. He's 35 feet away and just freaking drains it. This has got to be one of the greatest shots in Pacer history.
Top 25 for sure.
For sure.
Bojan Bogdama, bitch. Shout out to Joe.
So game 4, we just finished watching that. Colson, you and I were in the building with Catherine and Connie, Jason and John. You guys watched it from afar. Pacers lose 104-100. Colson, you seem more, more nihilistic than normal. What was your takeaway from the game?
Everything's awful. Yeah.
You'll never be happy again.
That's right. Just waiting for the heat death of the universe.
I'm going to flip this on its head, Colson, in 2 ways. Okay. So first of all, if I would have told you before this series started that we would be 2-2, you would have taken that without flinching. You would have said, yes, that's awesome. That means we have a chance to win this series. We've been in every game. This game we lost because our best player shot 25% from the floor. We left like 10 points out there on bunnies that we missed
and chippies
and free throws. And Miles Turner played 22 minutes because of foul trouble. And we were up with 3 minutes to play.
Yeah, I mean, all these guys, like you said, Jason, all these guys have had their games. If you want to go out and support these guys, you can go out and buy their T-shirts in the home court gift shop. I guess except Bogdanović, they don't have his shirt.
Sold out.
No,
No.
they don't make it.
What?
You want to talk about how everything's awful? We went to buy Bogdanovich's T-shirt, and they don't make it.
No, I'm sure it was just sold out.
Nope.
No,
No, we
told
talked
us.
to his
Yeah,
staff.
they said they have his jersey, but not his T-shirt. They never made it. You know, they did make Glenn Robinson III T-shirt and TJ Leaf T-shirt, just in case you need that
TJ
one.
Leaf t-shirts, but not Boylan
Yeah.
t-shirts.
But not Bogey.
Who are these marketing geniuses working for the Pacers?
And this poor girl was like,
This is Larry
"Yeah, we
Bird's
just don't-"
territory, right?
Right.
That's what he runs.
And I'm like, he did score 30 points at a playoff game yesterday, right? And she was like, yeah. And I was
Like
okay.
he's a starter for the team. He's like the entire year, right? Yeah.
Yeah, couldn't they have printed some of those up between
You would
Game
think.
3 and
Right,
Game
you'd
4?
think.
We're here to talk about Game 5, and, well, that did happen. Series was tied at 2-2, and the Pacers found some offensive traction by feeding backup big man Domantas Sabonis down low. He led the team with 22 points and helped propel Indiana to a 7-point halftime lead in Cleveland. But an abysmal third quarter and heroic effort from LeBron James, including 44 points, a key block / uncalled goaltend on Victor Oladipo with 3 seconds remaining, and the game-winning three-pointer as time expired left the Pacers with a 98-95 loss. And they will come home Friday facing playoff elimination. Game 6 tonight, we all watched it. Pacers win 121-87. It's 34 points victory. That is stat of the week, the biggest Pacers win in playoff history.
Nate's going to bed sleeping real sound because he's already got this thing figured out. He just won by 34. He doesn't need anything.
It's all good. Yeah.
There's no. It doesn't carry over to the next game.
No, this is how it works.
Do you think he thinks, oh, we'll just
If we
on
lose
the
by
score
17,
sheet,
we still by the aggregate win by like 17.
it's just
This
at the
is
Champions
soccer.
League. Like,
That's fine. It works.
oh, we got more away goals, more away baskets. Like, it doesn't work that way. Someone
For
should
our once
text
and
him.
always coach, Bobby Leonard. Turn out the lights. The party's over.
Oh, you cracked me.
Oh,
All right.
that's a shout out to Bobby Sick Leonard, who called the game tonight 10 minutes before the game was over.
That's impressive. In a
Shout
playoff
out,
game
Coach.
Yeah, that's a
against a
rarity, yeah.
3-time defending Eastern
I
Conference
love
champions.
it.
That's impressive.
He was just like, you know what? Screw it. I'm going to bed. We got this.
So it was in this Mayan village in San Antonio in the Toledo district, way down south. And it was out on this guy's farm, like walking up a hill. And coming down the hill, there was like this small child, maybe 4 years old, carrying 40 or 50 pounds of corn, like, using his head as like a, to put the strap around the head and the bag hanging behind. More corn than I could carry down a hill. But he was wearing a Pacers shirt. And it was the day after Game 6, and I had no idea. We didn't have internet. I had no idea who won. But when we saw him, we knew that the Pacers had won, and there would be a Game 7. Yeah. That's, it was a sign.
He was a messenger.
He was a messenger. Yes, that's right. Oladipo, I believe, sent him in all his powers.
Wow.
I've been saying for weeks that this is the most fun, maybe months now. Shit, it's April.
Yeah. Yep.
This is the most fun I've ever had watching the Pacers. This team is just they're so fun, and they love basketball so much, and it just makes me so proud to be a fan and so happy that I get to that my team is the one doing it. I mean, it's been a great season, regardless of what happens on Sunday.
Game 7 of series against the Cavs finished up today. Pacers and unable to take it on the road. Cavs end up winning and moving on to the second round.
Super proud of these guys overall in the season, though.
For sure.
I think they all sound super hungry. to come back. I mean, I think the biggest indicator is to sort of transition to the next topic is Corey Joseph, who had a player option next season, and I actually predicted that he would opt out of that because he could probably get more money on the open market. He has already opted into that contract for about $8 million or something, a decision that he didn't have to make until the end of June. So he basically 2 months ahead of time was like, yes, I want to come back and get this squad together and run at this again because it's such a good place to be. Mark Boyle was so proud of the Pacers.
Oh, yeah.
He couldn't stop gushing about them during Game 5. He was like, the fact that these guys are fighting back in this game, it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
You know, and I listened to, and I have listened to, and very much respect his opinion. And he has not talked that way about other teams of ours.
No.
And for him to do that, to me, is phenomenal. It's such a good sign that someone so close to the organization, who's been there for so long, and doesn't talk that way about other teams, thinks so highly of this particular team is tremendous.
Yep. Whew. It was a hell of a season.
Yeah, for sure. You probably didn't know this, but there was a period of time, and I'm not sure why I did this, but on Instagram I basically just posted pictures of pickles.
Really?
I was into pickles. Yeah, I was.
Were you eating a lot of pickles at the time, or were you just like?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We were. You can pickle a lot of things, you know. So we were eating a lot of pickles. We were pickle connoisseurs, you would say.
I mean, you can pickle anything, really.
Yeah, pretty much.
Were there a lot of comments on the size of your pickle? No? Okay. That means it was
Next
probably
question.
That means it was probably average size pickle, right?
It's time for a break. It's boys' night, right, Colson?
Boys' night.
Boys' night. I found a new term that I love. It's called porky pigging, and it's when you only wear your shirt around your house. Like that's just the shirt.
Why did you find that?
That's on Urban Dictionary.
That's why I was going to go to Urban Dictionary.
I've been banned from that site.
You have been banned. I think it's time for a break. I'm going to get porky pigged up here, and luckily this is just an audio podcast, but you guys are going to get the full effect. Gentlemen, let's take a quick break here. Get into halftime. I got some music this week from Maria Ivy and Tribe Soul. Saw these guys at what's the place? What's the one by you, Colson?
Hi-Fi?
No, it's the one
White
with
Rabbit?
Nope, the other one.
Pioneer.
Pioneer's where we saw him. Invited you. Didn't turn out. You didn't turn out. You missed a great show. You should listen to the music. It'll be on this show. And then next time you'll come. Next time when I tell you, hey, Tribe Soul's playing, and you'll be right there.
Just tell me that ESPN told me I should.
Okay, I'll do that. We'll be back in a few.
It's what I'm living for, it's what I'm living for, it's what I'm living for. I believe in one hope, one dream, one God, one love. That purpose within find a cause to die for or to live up. One hope, one dream, one God, one love. That peace and light will transfer into every soul that I touch. One hope, one dream, one God, one love. That we will beg of fruit in every good work that we speak of. One hope, one dream, one God, one love. That we believe a wound to every mother, father, daughter, son.
Everybody does and everybody lives. We all still try what you're living for. So just stuck in your ways, what about the right wing needs certain trying what you're living I just wanna say peace, rather than my baby.
Change, Lord, for the love, I don't care about the fame. It's what I'm living for, it's what I'm living for, it's what I'm living for, it's what I'm living for. I'm living for truth, living for change, Lord, for the love, I don't care about the fame. It's what I'm living for, it's what I'm living for, it's what I'm living for, it's what I'm living for. y'all so much for having us tonight. It has been a pleasure.
We're back from the break. Make sure to check out the link in the show notes. Also, these guys, Tribe Soul, were featured on the cover of Nuvo, which is pretty cool, and some good videos on YouTube. Go check those out too.
Sounded so refreshing when you did it.
You sure you're drinking hams? That's not usually the sound that people make.
Yeah. Like,
we're never gonna get that ham sponsorship.
I'll cut this out and post.
That's where all the big money is.
That's right.
It's in the
Big money
bottom
hams.
shelf beer.
This Bottom Shelf podcast is brought to you by the Bottom Shelf Beer. Hams.
What do you get a brick for these days?
$10.99 if you buy it warm.
Okay.
And that's the brick. That's not the 24-pack. That's a 30-pack there, Joe.
Well, that's a good deal.
Now, if I get it cold, it's $11.99.
It's outrageous.
I know.
It's that cost of electricity just driving up the price.
Did I tell you this? I was at my grocery store the other day, and I was like, well, I'll just pick up some beer. And they were trying to charge me, I think it was $16.99 for a brick of hams. And I was like, this is outrageous.
Did you demand to see the manager?
No, I just didn't buy my hams there, and I waited a day to go to the liquor store because I refused to pay the extra $6. It's just highway robbery.
God, you've grown up.
That's not how I thought that story was going to end.
I spoke to the manager, threw some stuff, cried, and then bought it anyway. And then drank it all in my underwear. That's how that story should have ended.
So the matchups will be Cleveland against Boston and Houston against Golden State. What did you guys think about this round of the playoffs? I thought it was the East was, I guess they all were kind of blowouts, but I think the East was much less expected for it to turn out that way.
Well, definitely. I mean, we talked about it a little bit last week, but Toronto, what the heck is going on there? And in fact, they thought the situation was so bad that they fired their coach, which we'll talk about a little bit more later, but they got to blow that whole thing up, I guess. Or maybe this is just what LeBron does to teams. There was an interesting article in the Washington Post today. Tim Bontemps was talking about basically every team in the East has just been shattered by LeBron James over the past 11 years or something like that. He's now 31-4 in playoff series against Eastern Conference teams. 4. There's only 3 teams that have beat him, basically. The Celtics, when they had the big 3, beat him twice.
Orlando beat him once.
The Pistons beat him, and Orlando beat him. Yep.
Yeah.
And that's it.
And so this snaps Boston's 37-0 record when leading 2-0.
That is correct.
So that was nice of LeBron to hand that to them. While he also won his 24th straight Eastern Conference playoff series.
Okay, that's just ugly. So the other thing I found ugly is that they went ahead and released all of they were like, all right, LeBron has beat Detroit 3 times in this stretch, and and he beat Milwaukee 3 times in this stretch, and then he beat and they got to Boston 5 times in this stretch, and I was like, oh yeah, you know who else they beat 5 times in this stretch? The Pacers. So the Pacers and Boston are the most beat teams by LeBron in this 24-0
run.
Yeah.
Well, the good news is he's going to go to L.A. now, so we don't have to worry about him anymore.
Is he? Is he going to LA? He's going somewhere. He's
going
not doing
somewhere.
this again. He is.
Why
not,
would he do this?
He is not doing this again. He looks
This
so
is
tired and miserable.
Terrible for his legacy.
He looks terrible and miserable right now.
So we have not seen the outcome of Game 7 in the West, but we will speculate wildly about the outcome there.
We know, right?
We know. We'll get there.
Without Chris Paul, it's that whatever. Okay, we'll get there.
Spoiler alert. There's no Chris Paul.
I think you're supposed to say spoiler alert before you tell people the information.
Spoiler alert. We're not good at spoiler alerts.
You can look at that and say, okay, his intent of leaving the
Great.
bench.
So you want players coming off the bench to go talk to the refs? That's the plan.
I just in a finals game, clearly he wasn't trying to escalate the situation.
Hey, look.
I agree with you.
I don't. Yeah, I'm just playing devil's advocate. Like, I don't want to see anybody suspended either. I think it's all stupid. But the point is that the rule is stupid. If you're gonna have the rule, and you're just gonna, flout it whenever you feel like it doesn't work for you, then that creates a larger problem.
Sure, I think that rule may change in this offseason because of stuff like this.
I don't think it will, because you kind of need it to be hard and fast to make sure that people don't come on the court.
Well, but if it's not hard and fast, I mean, it's not hard and fast at this point, so just make a rule that's hard and fast. Just not this
Will
rule.
you stop saying hard and fast?
What kind of rides do they have at the beer fest? They have that, like, what's the It's a Small World ride like at the beer fest?
Well, I know one ride is you have to walk a straight line and touch your nose.
Yeah.
And sing the alphabet backwards.
I don't think those were rides you were doing.
Oh, what? I waited in line for a long time for that.
I thought we were doing a ride along, but then I had to pay bail. It got weird. I'm sure that there's a stand that has
I got a bunch of
landing
tickets,
pad.
though. I don't know where to cash them in for prizes.
I feel like the Pacer season is over, so whatever you get from us at this point is just gravy. Enjoy it, Pacer Nation.
Maybe they want some meat and potatoes instead of just gravy.
Gravy is really good over potatoes. And meat, honestly. Gravy.
Gravy. This show brought to you by Gravy. This show we're talking. You got more?
We should get Gravy to sponsor the show. Where do we get the
powerful gravy lobby?
Yeah, get the big gravy money.
Next up, got my stat of the week.
Joey, stat of the week.
We talked a lot last year. Russell Westbrook averaged a triple-double for the season, which, when he picked that up, everyone said, hey, this guy should be the most valuable player of the league. Well, he did it again. Last game of the season, he picks up 16 rebounds, which gives him enough on the season for his triple-double. But nobody cares about that anymore.
Not even a little bit.
No, everyone's talking Harden, just because he's the best player on the best team. He's close to a triple double, but his team won way more games. And LeBron James, we talked about in the last couple of shows ago how fantastic he was. I think a unanimous vote for the Undebeatables for the MVP. Mm-hmm. Westbrook does the same thing. He's the first person to ever average a triple-double 2 years in a row. And it's not a big deal anymore. He's normalized this. What kind of world do we live in?
I don't know.
Joey, stat of the week.
Got a second stat of the week for you. This was a tweet from Basketball Reference. We're big fans of them on the show. They have so many fantastic stats. You can find pretty much anything. This one they tweeted out. It says the average bowl of soup contains 12 ounces, meaning it's likely that J.R. Smith's 2017-2018 OST, which is ounces of soup thrown, that it's higher than his 2017-2018 PER, which is only 8.2.
Shots fired.
Wow. Sick burn from Basketball Reference. If you haven't heard, J.R. Smith was suspended by his team for throwing a bowl of soup at his coach. We wanted to find out more, but he won't say what kind it was.
Inquiring minds want to know.
Yeah, exactly. Like a clam chowder is a whole different experience than like a minestrone,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Mm-hmm. I just don't buy that, you go through the motion of throwing soup at another human and you don't remember what kind of soup it was. I just don't buy it.
Right.
Soupgate.
What is he hiding?
Yeah, is one reflect more or less poorly on him? Like if it's like mulligatawny, is that like an outrage because that's a waste of really good soup? But if it's like tomato soup, people are like, hey, whatever. Everybody's throwing tomato soup on somebody at some point.
Oh, sure. Obviously. My OST for this year is 24.
You're outperforming J.R.
And
Smith.
it's only February, or it's only March, so take that, J.R. Smith.
Transition, a third stat of the week.
Oh, no.
So I was perusing NBA Reddit at lunch one day this week, just randomly, and there was a statistic on there that I thought was quite interesting related to our Pacers. So I don't know how common this is, but Nate McMillan played in the NBA for 12 seasons, something like that.
Okay.
10 to 12 seasons, lots of games. And over those 12 seasons, he amassed more assists than he did points.
Huh.
So he scored 4,733 points and had 4,893 assists. I mean, not crazily surprising since he was a point guard, but usually people just score more points over their career. It's pretty wild. It strangely made me like Nate McMillan more.
Because he's a bad shooter?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think that's the lesson you were supposed to take, Joey.
I guess he'd be a pass first guard.
There you go. You guess.
I don't know that I've said this before, but I guess shout out to Nate McMillan.
He's going to be your coach for a while, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, have we mentioned that he signed an extension?
Yeah, he signed like 3-year extension, right?
No, we're still in the denial phase.
Talking about fair enough. We'll cover it once you get to anger.
Okay. It's better radio.
It is better radio.
Colson's your reactions usually just start there.
Right, yeah. I don't go through denial. I just start with rage.
No, you do. It's just a different order. You're started anger.
Somehow work its way back to denial.
Yeah,
it's a weird
end
process.
denial. Yeah.
And you don't have acceptance. It's just not one of them.
Yeah, that's how I accept things, by denying them. That's how it is.
There's a couple extra steps in there. Mostly just anger steps.
Is breaking stuff a step?
Oh, one of the flags I put on a hill was the Christmas Attic Tigers, and you guys needed to make jerseys for them, and you didn't do it. But this one, just seriously, you've got a whole off season. Make a goddamn Bojan Bogdanovic t-shirt. That's all I'm asking. The man scraped a basketball off his knuckles and shot a 35-footer to keep us at a playoff game. The man's a NBA Indiana hero.
He's a legend.
He's a legend. Make him a t-shirt. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm asking. You've got a whole off season to make this happen.
All right, I think it's time for another Undegoogleable. Colson, what do you got for us this week?
Oh, can we do an Undegoogleables?
That was the plan.
Super excited.
You told us we had to, so.
He said we signed up for it.
In the end, it's going to be better and more true than Google can give you.
So I was going through some of the old podcasts, and Harper asked a question in that podcast, and I wanted to answer it for him. He's probably not asked it since then. He probably doesn't care anymore. But in the podcast, you asked where Down to the Wire came from. I immediately suggested that it was a bomb cutting, like a cutting wires and bomb in MacGyver is where it came from. And we all agreed that was okay, that was probably where it came from. But I think that's probably not where it came from, and I figured I'd ask you guys where to get the phrase "down to the wire."
So do you think like specifically like from the TV show MacGyver?
MacGyver style cutting wires is what I was thinking. I don't think the phrase was originated from MacGyver itself, but I think it might have been earlier.
By the way, that show does not hold up. It is terrible.
It is
so bad. Yeah.
Can I see it on Hulu or something? Netflix?
I don't know. We bought some DVDs of like it.
Oh, so you spent good hard money on this?
It was for a thing at work, and it was unwatchable.
It's no A-Team, I'll tell you that.
That holds up for sure.
So yeah, cutting the little plastic sleeve off without actually cutting the wire, in my mind, was down to the wire.
So it's just an electrician thing.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
They actually have tools for that. You got a little scraper.
Wire stripper.
Yeah, wire stripper.
Wire stripper.
Yeah. And that's where you get that phrase.
I'm gonna go out on a limb.
Okay.
And suggest that maybe it's from racing.
Okay. Like car racing?
Well, I don't think it's probably... It's definitely not car racing, but I probably don't think it's even human racing. I think it's probably dog or horse racing.
Not baby racing.
Unfortunately not.
Okay. But it can be now.
It is now.
We could start using wires in baby races. That sounds like a massacre. It's like the worst thing.
Not like an actual wire.
Just because you think that every wire is attached to a bomb, Colson, it's going to be
Okay.
There are other kinds of wires.
What kind of wires are there, Joe?
Most ones are non-bomb wires.
Okay.
Like telephone.
Well, I got copper wires. I think those are connected to bombs. That's the only kind of wire I know.
Did you just grow up in just surrounded by explosions all the time? It's just an action movie.
I did watch a lot of 80s action films and did grow up in a bomb manufacturing facility.
No.
Raised by terrorists.
Wow.
Two horses hit a wire at the same time. How did I learn anything from that? How do I know who wins? Because of the cuts on one of the horses from the wire tearing into their body.
I don't think it's some
that's actually not
piano wire that mobsters used to strangle each other with. I think it's something fairly, easy to cut.
No, I love this idea. That's how you figure out who won. It's just whoever's bleeding.
Whoever dies first won.
Right. Whoever loses their head, right? Just lops off their head. Oh, they won.
I was looking at a map the other day, and I realized that Russia is actually east of North Korea, which is an insane thing to think about.
Yeah.
So, the northern tip of Russia, wraps around North Korea.
Kamchatka and all that stuff. Yeah.
That was my favorite territory in Risk.
That was my
key to it all.
That was my favorite crappy vodka in high school also.
So I think that caviar are the eggs of a sturgeon.
Okay.
And so a live caviar experience would be this is the freshest of the fresh.
Somebody
catches a sturgeon, and a pregnant sturgeon,
and squeezes it.
I guess it's not squeezed. But,
so they just put a bunch of sturgeon in a pool, and you go and you just squeeze the fish until it poops out eggs.
No,
I think they you open it up, right?
Yeah, that's my guess.
Oh, so do I have to kill my own sturgeon?
I don't think so. I think that
no, they probably do that for you, but
yeah, my guess is it's either dead or almost dead, and they
so it's a really old sturgeon that just has
no.
It's a mortally wounded sturgeon.
It might as
right,
well
like
be.
fish out of water. And then they.
I feel better.
And then
it's like a flesh wound.
You open it up. And then you either just grab a spoon or something, and
so you're saying
so you're thinking it's like a Temple of Doom situation.
Yeah, he's coming in with a knife and a spoon. He's cutting open the sturgeon and then he's scooping out the roe and he's eating it right there.
We're playing knifey spoony. Okay.
Yeah.
Potentially.
Well, way to stump us, Mr. Coulson.
I think we're going to have to reach out to our listeners.
Yeah, listeners, please, if you know the origin of Cottonmouth, go ahead and send us in a tweet or the twat or whatever people do. I don't know.
Excuse me?
Send an email. I don't know. What are the kids doing these days? And
Not what you said. Things that you're saying.
Instagram.
They're staying away from you. First topic of note, the draft happened. And the Pacers, I mean, I think that it seems like they won the draft, right? We got 2 draft picks, Aaron Holiday and one half of Thug Passion, Alize Johnson. You got to bring your own Hennessy. That's the rule. What do we know about these players we picked up? Aaron Holiday, I know, is Drew Holiday's brother,
and Justin Holiday's brother.
Oh, they're both of them. That's interesting. No, that's
fun facts.
Yeah, fun fact. Point guard. I don't know, what do we know? Harper, do you know specifically about these guys? Like, what's the scoop on them?
I don't know anything about Alize Johnson. I can tell you he's a 6'8" power forward is what the draft board says.
Apparently, he's very good at rebounding.
Okay.
Yeah, that's his big skill. He's elite at it.
Yeah, sure, whatever.
But he doesn't do anything else well.
He's a late second-round draft pick.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
good luck to him. Aaron Holiday, however, was an absolute steal, I thought, for us. He fell down a lot farther than I thought he would. Really exciting player. Plays well with the ball. Potentially an elite level defender, even though he's a bit undersized at 6'1". But really a solid talent and a steal where we got him. So I think he's going to fit in really well, not only because of his skill set, but also because he just seems like a really together guy, and certainly he has the pedigree. So he knows what it takes to win, and it's exciting. It's an exciting pick.
Yeah, and I want to send a fruit basket to the general manager of the Utah Jazz, who selected Grayson Allen.
Yes.
2 picks before that.
Thank you.
Yes.
Prevented us from pulling that trigger.
Him.
That was nice.
So I just got a text from a friend that said LBJ, LBJ, LBJ. I assume that he's going to the Lakers now because my friend is a Lakers fan, so that might be breaking news. Is that a thing?
4 years, $154 million.
There you go.
Wait, is that happening?
That just happened. Breaking news on the pod. By the time you hear this in 3 days, it will be super hot takes.
It seemed like we had this locked and loaded. I mean, this happened at like 12:50. This happened before I went to sleep.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. We were ready for Dougie McBuckets.
We were all
that was
over.
The first thing we did.
Seriously.
This was I think he was the first signing in the NBA potentially that wasn't re-signed.
Yeah, that was one of the midnight ones.
Yeah. So I'm saying
we got to lock this guy down immediately. We don't want to lose.
We knew what we wanted to do, and we did it immediately.
I want to look at his career comps are Arnie Farron.
Oh, my dude.
Walter Berry, Mickey Davis, Mike Jackson. Stop me when you hear a name you've heard of. Sam Williams, George Adams, Solomon Hill.
Oh,
I know him.
Tom Tolbert, Shabazz Muhammad, and Frank Kaminsky.
I've been telling you guys all offseason, go find me a new worst defending Solomon Hill. Go out and do that for me.
I guess he's off the bench. It's fine. It doesn't matter if he sucks because he's clearly going to after this season.
Is there anybody else has a more reasonable take on this?
Doug McDermott is the son of a basketball coach. He played his college ball at Creighton for his dad. This guy grew up eating, drinking, sleeping, breathing,
smoking.
basketball, smoking, whatever the kids do.
Vaping.
With the basketball, vaping. I don't know.
Vaping basketball.
Vodka eyeballing. Boofing. Whatever.
Boofing.
Apparently, as far as I've been told, we told Lance we were cutting him for cap space, and that we'd bring him back with the mid-level exception, which was going to be a raise on what he had before, right? So it'd be the $200,000 raise that he got for LA, and he took that time to follow LeBron. So I want you to feel better about this, Joey. We didn't like unceremoniously cut your favorite player. We told him we'd re-sign him, but he had the free agency to do something in that small amount of time, and he left to follow the bright lights of LA.
So to make you feel better, Joey, he spurned us, specifically you. He left you at the altar. Feel better.
Lance came back. He got us in the playoffs 2 years ago. He was incredibly important this last year with his energy off the bench. And everybody talks about how he's a little bit too crazy and he's a locker room killer, but this was the best chemistry in the league this year, and he was a part of that. He won us a lot of games. He was electric. He was a fan favorite. I am devastated he's gone. I'm going to pour some beer out for him. I think I'm going to go ahead. I don't know where he lands on the list, but I will promise you that he lands on the top 25 Pacers of all time list after his most recent stay with us. Does that make you feel better, Joe?
It does, and I want a promise, a vow now that he comes back for a third stint, top 5.
How about top 8?
We'll split the difference. Top 6.5.
Okay, fair enough.
I think we need to have the retirement ceremony for Roy Hibbert. I was unaware that he retired. He just did it quietly, as was his way. The gentle giant that Roy Hibbert was. So here we go.
Well, he still is.
So we'll put a little Sousa on. At the time of this recording, you were 8th all time on Colson's top 25 Pacers of all time. You will live forever in Pacers' hearts. Is that how it goes?
Sure.
You will live forever in Pacers' hearts. Cheers.
Cheers. All right, Colson, this is your show. You've got about 12 pieces of paper in front of you. You've spent most of the month of August preparing for this. Take it away.
Yeah, I spend all of my prep work for the entire season on this one show, and then the rest of the time I just kind of show up cold and hope other people have watched the games, is what normally happens. So yeah, insert jingle here.
Want to have the most fun you've ever had watching a game show?
And let's play Where That Player At.
So this is our 6th annual, believe it or not.
Wow.
Joey won the first year. Jason won the second. Harper won the third because he studied that year, which we've now banned. The fourth year, everybody tied. It's very exciting. And then last year, Jason won. So if I tally that up correctly, that's 3 wins for Jason and 2 for Joey and Harper. Joey's clearly going to keep sitting on 2 wins for a while.
Mm-hmm. So congratulations on your win, Harper. Colson just likes to make it even.
Yeah. Well, Joey may win, even though he's not here.
And then,
he's certainly going to give less wrong answers. That's
true.
true.
Exactly.
Jason.
Yep.
Do you know where half man, half amazing Vince Carter is going to be playing basketball next year?
He's still playing.
He's still playing basketball. He's going to be 42 in January.
Unbelievable. Let's see. Okay, so Vince played for. He was in Sacramento last year.
That is correct.
Somehow?
I'm gonna give you a half point for that because I didn't know where he played.
Nice. And then before that he was in Memphis. I think he's gonna try to play for every team in the league. Maybe.
Okay.
Seattle Supersonics.
Is he playing for? This doesn't make sense, but is he playing for Atlanta?
He is playing for Atlanta.
Oh, wow.
I could feel like you were getting there. You could see like you'd seen it vaguely in your mind somewhere, and you're like, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Why would that be the case?
Well, his previous contract in Memphis was like 4 years for like $80 million or something.
That's right.
Yeah.
Right. What are they paying him in Atlanta?
Well, at his age, the veteran minimum is like 13 million or something. So
I'm gonna give it to you the veteran minimum.
I'm gonna say one.
Yeah,
1 for 10 or something.
No, I'll give you. It's the veteran minimum was 2.4. So.
Oh, it's 2.4.
Yeah.
Oh, you're gonna give it.
Harper, Tony Parker.
Oh, I know one.
Tony Parker.
Where's he
went
gonna
to
be
the
next year?
Hornetses.
He did go to the Hornetses. Charlotte Hornets pick up Tony Parker. Do you know
So
what it
weird.
cost them?
Cannot picture him still in a
It's gonna be
Hornets.
so weird to see him in a
it's gonna be so
a
weird.
different uniform. Yeah.
So he played 17 years with the Spurs.
17
Yeah,
years.
6 All-Stars, 4 All-NBAs, 4 titles. So yeah, we should link to it. Pop put out a really nice little goodbye and a thank you after he left.
You mean Pop signed some statement written by the PR staff that?
Yeah, but it was really nice.
Pop tried to emote, didn't go well,
and then somebody
the staff right to do it.
Pop's just upset that his wine connection,
right?
French
Exactly.
wine
He was
gone,
smuggling the stuff in when the family members came from France. Harper, do you know where DeAndre Jordan is going to be playing basketball next season?
Oh, DeAndre. He's graduated to Dallas, I believe.
That is correct, sir.
Where he will have tons of fun not being a Clipper.
Well, he's the last member of Lob City to leave the Clippers. And it finishes as kind of a nice bookend to the hostage situation story they had earlier.
Right.
where all the Clippers like tied him to a chair and wouldn't let
that sentence has ever been said before in human history. A nice bookend to the hostage situation.
So I've got the totals here. Ready for me to announce the champion?
I think we've been keeping score well enough to know.
JT did it again, buddy.
Congratulations, buddy.
Surprisingly, only a 1-point victory, but you got more of the bonus points. If Harper had more bonus points, I would have. I don't know what we would have done. We just had to sit here Quaker style and decide it, maybe. But it worked out.
That's the way
can you arm wrestle via Skype?
Yeah. Oh, we should build that app.
Yeah.
That's $1 million idea right there. We could take shots over Skype until somebody passes out.
I think that's just called
Harper wins that one.
Show. It's easy to sort of imagine that last season was just sort of magical and a one-off. But I think it's equally easy to expect that this group of men are going to continue to work really hard and improve together and be an even better team starting this season, because they know not only how good they can play so that they can, go out and visualize that, but they've got that starting point, right? They know what they're capable of. And I think that, we should have a stronger start to this season than we did last season, even though teams didn't know we were coming.
Well, and I'm hoping that, there's going to be internal growth from Miles Turner, from Sabonis. Maybe Oladipo is as good as he's going to be, which is fantastic.
Shut your face.
Well, but he was third All-NBA. Like, the guy is a top 15 player in our league.
Speaking of the new Pacers, Kylo Quinn, Tyreek Evans, Doug McDermott, Aaron Holiday. These are all new Pacers, along with Alize Johnson. Or Alize, is that right, Colson?
Yeah, Alize.
Alize?
Is that how you say it?
In case you need help
Alize.
remembering, he has a song. Alize Johnson 2.0. We will link to it. It's amazing.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So
Alize like Sunday morning is what I thought it was. That's his song. Alize like Sunday morning.
Oh, man.
First topic of note we'd like to discuss. So Jason and we recorded a show last week, talked a lot about Miles Turner, and I think in direct response to that, the Pacers signed Miles Turner to a 4-year, $72 million extension. It's big news. locks him up for a long time. I mean, I think that the leadership within the organization has been saying, the two guys for sure, Oladipo and Miles Turner, that they're focusing on, and Sabonis as well. But he's one of the cornerstones of this franchise. So
we should link to this Players Tribune article that he wrote about his sort of adoration for the Indiana fan base. Joey, did you get a chance to read that article?
No, I haven't got to read that one yet, but I did love the title.
Yeah. That, what is it? Indiana has no chill.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's about, basically he does he has inherited the Roy Hibbert fan zone or whatever. And so he does interviews basically for these people to sit in the fan section. So they get free tickets as far as I can understand for these home games.
Yeah.
But I think what permeated throughout that article was his, respect for Indiana basketball fans and his appreciation for Indianapolis as a city. So, I mean, the really nice thing, prospect-wise, going forward is that we're returning, like you said, 7 of those top 8 guys, right? Or arguably our top 7 guys.
Right.
And that type of continuity is less common in the NBA than it used to be, right? And it can go a long way. We've seen in the past, right? The previous iteration of the Pacers, the Roy Hibberts and Paul George and David West teams, they really benefited from being together and being cohesive year after year after year, right? Running the same sets, knowing where guys want the ball, et cetera, et cetera. So I think that's
it was fun until they started hating each other.
Right. So if we can avoid that, that's got to be a top priority. Oh yeah, I got an update. My mom, who is an usher for the field house, talked to somebody in that works at the home court gift shop, and they do have Bogdanovich T-shirts now.
Okay.
So they bowed to our pressure.
Exactly. That's right.
Okay.
Yep.
Well done, Pacer Nation.
Isn't TJ Leaf in the weight room? Can't we get some TJ Leaf in the second?
Apparently he's been in the weight room. Apparently he's gained 25 pounds of muscle. So.
All right, he's up to 170.
Nice. He said he's ready to lead the team, is what he said.
So Kylo Quinn, apparently, born and raised in New York, in Queens, New York, but then during his tenure with the Knicks, apparently just started going to bar mitzvahs.
Just moonlighting.
Mitzvahs. Just he got invited to his agent's daughter's bat mitzvah and was like, this is a great party. I'm just going to start going to these things. And so then he would get invited as a special guest to he became bar mitzvah man in New York.
What?
It's like a real thing.
Just like,
yeah.
So you could like call him up and be like, hey, I want you to show up at my kid's bar mitzvah.
Exactly. So he would collect an appearance fee and then go and just hang out with
he was moonlighting as the bar mitzvah and bat mitzvah entertainment. Guy's hilarious.
This is great. See, he's nearing the top 25 on Facebook.
That's impressive. Before day one.
All right, so overall we're thumbs up on the new Pacers. Thumbs up.
Oh, through the moon. Is that a saying?
Over the moon is a saying.
Okay.
Through the moon sounds
You're
like
dead. You're dead.
Yeah, that sounds like a really, really going
Through
for
the
all
roof?
suicide. Yeah.
You can't go through the moon and be okay.
You can't just jump through the moon and be okay.
Jump through the moon and be okay.
You could go through the roof to the moon, and that would be fun. Or through the roof
And then over
the
the moon.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Okay. Well, I'm through the moon, damn it. These guys are great.
Did any of you guys go to the fan jam?
No.
No, I had a soccer game. I couldn't get down there.
I had a drinking problem.
We got to put Colston on special assignment to get to this. I feel like the one year you went, it was just podcast gold.
It was podcast. I need to put it on my calendar. Like, nothing alerted me. I didn't know what was going on.
Are you not on the email list from the team?
No, I'm not. Well, I'm not a season ticket holder like you are, Joey.
You can go to Pacers.com and put your email address in there. It's like, I think it pops up as like, hey, you want the newsletter, like every other stupid website. Colson, if you're too lazy to sign up for the email list, you could just go ahead and buy season tickets. That gets you on there too.
I hear that if you buy a 6-game package, you get opening act for free.
Really?
Yeah. So 7 games for 6 games.
Yeah, 7 for the price of 6. There you go.
Yeah.
I mean, as the old that's the classic marketing tagline.
That's the Pacers dozen, I think.
Pacers dozen.
How's the hams over there, by the way?
Delicious.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's cold and it's wet, so that's delicious.
It's potable.
It is. All right.
That should be their new tagline. And it's potable.
With an asterisk that says some conditions may.
That's right.
339? What?
It's a significant number.
That never have. Yeah. I don't know. I'm just. It's almost to 340, which when we started this thing, I predicted would be our last show. So I feel like we're getting close.
Really?
No. I thought 4 would be our last.
I'm pretty sure I took the under on 4.
Do you think Corey Joseph bites people? Because all I know is every time.
What?
Well, every time there's a huge clump of dudes that are in the paint, all trying to scrap for a rebound, Corey Joseph is always the guy that comes out. You've got a bunch of 7-footers. Corey Joseph comes out of that with the rebound. I don't know how he's doing it.
So that's like the Isaiah Thomas thing, where
if there's a ball to scrap for, Corey Joseph is the one who's getting it. Isaiah Thomas used to tell that story. He bit Robert Parrish one time for a rebound.
And Parrish still got it, didn't he?
Still got it, yeah.
He was he wanted it more.
Right. He wanted even more than I did, even though I bit him. That was an Isaiah Thomas story.
It's a lot of want for a rebound. And our bench has been all but irreproachable? Unreproachable? Beyond reproach.
Beyond reproach. Without abandon.
Yes, exactly. Without abandon.
As far as offense goes, the Pacers are 30th in pace in the NBA.
Oh.
22nd in turnover percentage and 28th in free throw rate. And so you may be asking yourself, how in the heck are we winning basketball games? Turn the ball over all the time and never get to the free throw line. Well, it turns out that we are shooting the ball at a ridiculous clip. So we are second in effective field goal percentage, which factors in three-pointers and free throws. Second in true shooting percentage, which is another similar metric to that. And first in three-point percentage.
Whoa.
In the league.
Even with Darren Collison in a mini slump.
Right, exactly. And it's mostly due to Bojan Bogdanovic is shooting almost 60%.
110% by my count.
So from what I took away from that conversation, we should be really worried because we're doing well at things that are probably not repeatable or sustainable for a season, right?
Yeah.
So hit all the panic buttons at 4 and 2.
Yeah.
But we're doing bad at things that are addressable.
Yes.
So.
That is true.
Okay.
So be super duper worried and also feel super, super secure. And should be cool.
That was a really good TLDL, I guess. Too long, didn't listen. We should make a second pod, I guess.
Okay.
That's Undebeatables TLDL. And it's just you going. So what I got from that conversation is it's like a 2-minute pod.
Yeah. Maybe we should start having the what's that first sentence in a paragraph called? It's like the hypothesis of the whole thing.
The abstract?
Yeah.
Just an abstract? Yeah.
We should probably start with that.
That would take a lot of planning and organization.
I'm out on that one.
Yeah.
Hard out.
All right. Well, we'll just change the name of our show to TLDL then, and it'll be fun.
TLDL.
Right.
Joe, do you want to go to the Wednesday game?
The Philly game?
Yeah, you got a free ticket.
It wasn't free to me. Well, let's talk after the show, and we'll begin the negotiation.
He's not saying no now.
just maybe your wife's busy. That's all I'm saying.
After the election, she may not be.
Be ashamed if something happened to your wife. That's all he's saying.
There's been a lot of people that want the athletes to stay doing what they're doing. But Vic thought otherwise. He said that he's got a platform and he wants to use it. And I think it's cool that he's doing what he's believing. He's of course being respectful about it, not being ridiculous or anything like that. But what do you guys think about that, Harper? Do you think that they should just dribble the ball or support what they believe in?
I think that anyone who thinks that athletes haven't historically had a profound effect on American politics by using their platform doesn't know their history very well. It's a stupid critique, and Americans are Americans. They can say what they want, and we should encourage it and not get mad at them about it. So if you're mad about an American who has their beliefs, suck it.
Well said, sir.
Well said.
And it's funny because it was his only block. Miles Turner had 6 in his best game of the season. Had 18 points.
It's just Roomba.
It's Roomba.
Sorry.
It's Roomba time.
It's time to clean.
Yeah. Pacers are, at least as of recording, 3rd in the East, right?
Yep. Ahead of the Celtics, 76ers, Pistons, Hornets, and the Nets. And some other schmo teams.
That's right. If Joey didn't list your favorite team, that means your team is a schmo team.
Except for the Raptors and the Bucks.
Yeah. Everyone else is dead weight. Carmelo has been a guy who claims to be a rhythm shooter. I've never quite understood what that meant. I mean, besides I need the ball all the time and I should be able to shoot it all the time and no one should be able to tell me about my shot selection. And
that's how he doesn't get pregnant, right? Sorry. I didn't mean to bring the pod to a halt.
Just giving you room to cut it out later if you were thinking.
Are you still working on that musical as adaptation of the Pacers season from last year?
The musical adaptation.
It was
Yes.
Okay.
I didn't know I was working on it, but I'll start on it right away.
Anyway, I'm going to need that here pretty soon across
on your
desk.
desk pretty soon.
So this is musical theater, or it's just straight music? Like he's going to drop an album like Oladipo style?
Oh no, I'm going to have cast it and everything. We're going to have to take.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. It's more jobs that way.
auditions.
You can employ, set designers and set builders and stuff. Yeah.
I love this. The moment when Corey Joseph falls after the basket and they all go pick him up.
Oh man.
Yeah. That's the big except right before halftime. That's halftime. That's what we call it in the biz.
It's the end of act.
End of act 1. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
The pee break.
Great. Yeah. And the dramatic conclusion with Bogdanovich grabbing the ball off the ground
right.
and
In my version, we win the championship with that, but
yes, exactly. Yeah.
I mean,
you got to use your artistic license.
Exactly, for sure.
It's based on a true story.
Right.
Yeah.
It's also gonna be a spoof on Star Wars somehow. Just cause. If you're asking for stuff, why not?
Yeah, just throw it on there.
Kyle discovered that probably a bad thing, but this app called Grizzly, I think is what it's called, where they just bring beer to your house.
You have to pay for it?
Yeah.
All their stuff is pro bono. They're just trying to make the world a better place.
Yeah. We can start that app. We'll just show up at people's house and start drinking beer with them.
Like a beer angel or something?
Call it Bangel.
Beer angel, beer angel, won't you be mine?
And Colson already has a song for it. All right.
Wow.
Got ourselves a jingle.
You knew he'd have a jingle within 30 seconds.
Have you made any progress on the musical?
I give it a little thought.
You know what?
I need a couple hooks, you know?
Listen,
it's all
here's
about
the
the
thing.
hooks.
Here's the thing. I guess we didn't talk about this, but I'm the executive producer on this, right?
Oh, sure, clearly. It was your brainchild.
I don't want Lance to stab LeBron James.
Okay. It could be like an old Etu
No,
Lance.
you know what? That's TJ Leaf's job.
To stab LeBron?
Yeah, and I want, at the end of the show, and this is based on a true story, I want the Lance to ascend into the rafters with angel wings.
Okay. And then the Angels take his jersey off, hang it in the rafters, and then shuffle him off to L.A.
And then we don't re-sign him.
And while he's ascending, he's like playing air guitar.
Yes! Oh,
blowing
yes.
kisses. He does that, yeah.
This like writes itself.
It writes itself. We're going to need pulley systems and stuff. This might get a little expensive.
It's worth it.
Totally worth it.
Doesn't the scientist in you just want to test it, though?
Kind of. But the liver inside of me does not want any part of it.
So it's a hard out on that one.
Yep.
Fair enough.
Maybe that's the name of my musical. Liver Inside of Me.
And Liver Eaton Johnson is the narrator of your musical.
Oh, yeah.
He's definitely in it.
Is there a difference between lever and lever, like in any context?
You leave her at the altar.
So you don't lever at the altar?
No, you don't do that.
Okay. Well, if you're doing
Not
it right.
if you want to stay in the good graces of the church.
I don't know what you're talking about.
TJ, leave me alone. Sorry.
Well, it's time to get going.
Make like a tree.
Get out of here.
I'm sorry, Joe.
No, it's all right. It's, you guys know. You already know him. This is Jimmer Fredette.
Daddy.
He's the lonely god in his Chinese nickname. He dropped 75 points in a game this week, and his team still lost.
Was he playing basketball?
Yeah, playing basketball. Okay. He went 24 of 34, 7 of 10 on three-pointers, 20-21 from the free throw line. Didn't get that triple-double, but...
Dude. That guy's
Where does he play
insane in
basketball
non-NBA basketball.
What'd you say, Coles?
Where does he play basketball now? Is he like in my backyard? Where's he on?
No. He's on the Shanghai Sharks.
Ah. That was my shark impression. Ah.
All right. I think that marks the time that we need to get out of here.
It's like our egg timer.
And time to go. All right, gentlemen. We're getting out of here, but we will have another show for you after the next game. We'd like to thank you for listening. It's playoff time. Glad to have you along with us for this ride. You can find us on Twitter. We are at Undebeatables. We're on Facebook.com/The Undebeatables. Thanks to people sending some Facebook messages. Thanks for getting in touch with us. Our website is theundebeatables.com. There's there's a contact form there. You can send us all a message. If you review our show wherever you listen, thanks to everyone who's been doing that. There's some very nice reviews out there. But it helps new people find our show. We've got some t-shirts for sale on our website /store.
You know what? We made t-shirts because we care about winning. And sometimes the Pacer organization forgets to make t-shirts for guys like Bojan Bogdanovic because they don't care about winning. This is my protest. I'm not even gonna sing the song. I just want.
Yeah, you gotta sing the song.
No, I'm not gonna sing the song until they make a Bogey t-shirt.
John,
I'm taking my stand.
How long is he under contract?
All right, I'll sing the song. That was a pushover. That didn't work. For a once and always coach, Bobby Sick-Leonard. Turn out the lights, the party's over.
So the starting small forward for the Cavs gets T-shirts everywhere. Why can't the Pacers have this starting small forward just get like a single T-shirt?
I mean, I'm going to make one with puffy paint.
Glitter.
Yeah. And I'm going to send it to him. Kyle's going to wear one to Croatia, and then I'll make a secondary one for him.
You could probably buy one in Croatia.
Oh, good call. Maybe she should buy one and send it to me.
Yeah.
Maybe you should be the exclusive U.S. distributor of the Bogdanovich Pacer T-shirt.
She just comes back with a suitcase full of T-shirts. And I stand out front of the field house and sell.
I'm thinking at the Mousetrap, you guys can make a killing.
Oh, yeah.
There were a lot of Joey, you go spill hams on people, and I'll sell the T-shirts.
Oh, no. What happened to your shirt?
Question mark. Profit.
Yeah.
You can listen to us anywhere you get your podcasts. You can find us at Undebeatables on Twitter, Facebook.com/TheUndebeatables, TheUndebeatables.com. Don't listen to what Colson tells you. It's The Undebeatables.
I'm not like trying to throw him off or anything. I just don't know anything.
Yeah, you just sabotage your own show.
No. People just roll me in front of this mic and I talk. I don't know, and then it's over.
Turn out the lights. The party's over.
Here.
We got T-shirts for sale too.
Turn out the lights.
You got scooped.
I did.
The party's over.
That's good. That was way better. I was going to do mine as the Shanghai Shark.
Oh, wow.
Then mine was definitely worse. Could you do yours? Oh, it's fantastic.
And we got T-shirts for sale.
For a once and always coach. Oh, sorry.
/store. Hey.
Well, you should tell them. You should tell them where the T-shirt, where to get them.
Yeah. The website. You can buy some T-shirts. Hold on. Give me the all clear.
Like a finely tuned machine over here. Sorry. Sorry.
For a once and always coach.
You're up.
Bobby Sick-Leonard. Turn out the lights. The party's over.
There's a meta podcast out there somewhere that analyzes podcasts about the NBA, and they're like, "What are your surprises about podcasts that cover the NBA this year?" And they're like, I'm shocked at the Undebeatables. You know, they've been together for a long time, continuity, and they're just off to the worst start.
Still can't get it. It's
every day.
They're 0 for 4 so far.
Early season jitters. We'll clean up these turnovers.
Yeah, maybe our show is as polished in inverse proportion to how well the Pacers play. It's gonna be a long season for us, boys.
I'll take that though.
Yeah,
you know.
And we're gonna start tanking.
If that's the sacrifice we need to make to have the Pacers win the championship.
Because I think the 2018-2019 draft looks good in the podcasting world.
Yeah. Yeah,
for sure.
There's Ball State's got a great media program, and there's some really good prospects there.
I mean, it is long past time to start planning for my replacement. I mean,
we need to, yeah.
We're gonna do the tour where we like give you rocking chairs and stuff.
We gotta look find somebody that replaces your enforcing ability. You know. What else? What else do you bring to the table?
Really not much. It's the whole thing. I'm the guy without a cough button.
We've got T-shirts for sale, of course, on the website /store.
For a once and always coach, Bobby Sick-Leonard, now in the Hall of Fame, and warming up for those home playoff games announcing.
Did you have a stroke?
I short circuited there for a minute. Turn out the lights. The party's over.
I like that. That was quick, efficient, sharp.
I'm
form.
Rounding into playoff form. Although I short circuited right before it. So
we just got to get it out of your system.
Nailed it.
Took my eye off the ball. That's a baseball metaphor. That doesn't help.
Well, it's just, if you take your eye off the ball in basketball, it's also bad.
It's also bad.
It's bad in like every sport that has a ball.
It's true.
You make an excellent point.
Very good point, Joey.
So it's sort of just a sport metaphor.
Yeah, it's just sports. I can't think of one right now where you don't need to see it.
Like darts. Doesn't matter.
Well,
if you take your eye off the ball. Right.
I can think of very specific instances, like a cornerback in football. Like, you have to turn your back to the quarterback if you're playing man-to-man.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Oh, so the coach might yell at you and say,
if you get caught looking in the backfield, that's a thing.
Right. Somebody
might run by you.
Yeah, you would say to them, like, don't ever not look at the ball.
Keep your eye off the ball, I think would be maybe.
Whatever. I guess I'm not a coach.
It's so sad. You gave up on your dream of being a NFL defensive backs coach.
Nothing is going to stand in my way.
Except turns of phrase.
Yeah.
Except double negatives.
But those guys get hit in the head like a ton. They understand. That's me smashing through the glass ceiling of defensive back coaches with no experience.
Did that make the clip show?
Maybe. We'll
I got a sticky note on my monitor. It says make the clip show.
That's your motivation.
I like it.